Imagine walking past an ordinary rock, kicking it aside, or throwing it into a pile of gravel, without realizing it could be worth millions of dollars. Gemstone around the world, people unknowingly walk over some of the rarest gemstones on Earth. Stones so valuable that collectors, museums, and billionaires compete to own them. Yet many of these treasures look completely ordinary, just dull rocks hidden in rivers, deserts, or even your own backyard. But here's the shocking truth. A single rare gemstone could be worth hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. In today's video, we're revealing some of the rarest and most valuable gemstones ever discovered. Stones so scarce that only a handful exist on the entire planet. Imagine waking up one morning and finding out the tiny violet blue stone you almost forgot about is now worth more than luxury cars, more than some people earn in a lifetime, and in the right market, it could fetch millions. Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet this is the reality for people who own one of the planet's rarest treasures, sourceit, including its most legendary variety, tanzanite. And if you would even a single piece, you might be holding the key to generational wealth. Before you think, well, that seems too good to be true. When you remind you, diamonds are everywhere, but tanzanite comes from one place on Earth, only one, and that place is running out. Still not interested? Don't worry, by the end of this video, you may check every drawer, safe, and forgotten jewelry box you own, just in case. Now, a quick moment to reset your attention. If your mind just said, maybe I should look under my couch cushions, don't worry unless you like collecting popcorn. Sourceit isn't usually found next to lost TV remotes. But trust me, it's worth knowing exactly what you're holding. Because the market for this gemstone isn't just rising, it's accelerating like a rocket. To understand the value of sourceit and tanzanite, you have to understand the absurd rarity that makes investors, collectors, and luxury buyers chase it. Picture a gemstone so unique that geologists compare its formation to a perfect accident conditions. That will almost certainly never happen again. Tanzanite is mined only in a narrow strip of land in Tanzania, a region barely a few kilometers wide. Experts estimate that once these deposits are gone, that's it. No backup source, no second chance. This is the gemstone version of when it's gone forever. And that scarcity alone propels its price into the realm of serious money. And here's where things get exciting. Over the past years, premium quality tanzanite has seen dramatic appreciation. We're talking stones selling for tens of thousands per carat, and rare specimens climbing into the hundreds of thousands. Ultra-rare pieces, museum quality or investment-grade sourceit can reach million-dollar valuations, especially in international auction houses. The world's wealthy elite know this, and they're hungry for it. Imagine walking into a private sale knowing that the stone you hold could make buyers compete over it like it's the last glass of water in the dessert. But wait, before you let excitement take over, let me interrupt your thoughts with a little humor. If you're picturing yourself yelling, "I'm rich," like in a movie, go ahead. Nobody can see you, this is a faceless video anyway. But keep that excitement close, because if you own sourceit, this may not be fantasy, it may be a preview of your reality. Here's the truth, the world is shifting. Investors aren't looking only at gold, diamonds, or real estate anymore. They're chasing rare, finite assets that can't be manufactured, duplicated, or artificially inflated. Tanzanite and high-grade sourceit fit this demand perfectly. Owning one today is like owning rare art, an asset that becomes more valuable, simply because time is running out. And every moment you wait, scarcity increases, demand rises, and prices climb higher. Imagine selling your stone not for small profit, but for life-changing money that opens doors to a wealthier lifestyle, a financial safety cushion, opportunities, travel, education, freedom. When you hold a gemstone, the world wants more than the world can ever produce again. You hold leverage, you hold power, and you hold the possibility for an extraordinary transformation. So this is your moment, your wake-up call, your reminder that a rare sourceit or tanzanite stone is not just a gemstone, it's a once-in-history opportunity. Don't let it sit unnoticed or undervalued. The world's wealthiest buyers are waiting, international markets are hungry, and the clock on the mind is ticking faster every year. Take action. Discover the true worth of what you have, and step into the lifestyle you've always imagined. Because sometimes, wealth doesn't arrive in a briefcase or a business plan. Sometimes, it arrives as a small, sparkling piece of earth that was always meant to change your life.
Imagine waking up one day to discover that the small, unassuming stone you've kept tucked away is actually worth more than luxury cars, more than beachfront villas, more than many people earn in an entire lifetime. Sounds impossible, right? But today, I'm revealing one of the world's most misunderstood treasures, natural zircon. Not cubic zirconia, not lab-made imitations, but the ancient, fiery gemstone older than the Earth's first continents. And here's the truth most people never hear. Natural zircon is quietly exploding in value, with rare specimens selling for millions of dollars. Yes, millions. While everyone talks about diamonds, emeralds, and rubies, a handful of people around the world are quietly cashing in on a gemstone so rare, so geologically significant, and so visually hypnotic that it's becoming the next big wealth generator. But before we go deeper, let me interrupt myself with this question. If a gemstone could pay off your debts, elevate your lifestyle, and give you the financial freedom you've dreamed of, would you simply admire it, or would you take action and sell it for what it's truly worth? Just something to think about, but let's keep going. Natural zircon is one of Earth's oldest materials. Some crystals are over 4.4 billion years old, older than nearly everything we can touch. Not only that, the colors are breathtaking. Electric blues, fiery reds, golden honey tones. Each gem holds a universe of light inside it. But what makes it even more powerful in today's market is its rarity. True natural zircon is limited. No technology can replicate its atomic signature. No gemstone dealer can produce more of it. And collectors know this. This is where the excitement and the urgency begins. Over the last decade, the price of top-quality zircon has surged. High-end buyers now treat it like art, like gold, like a once-in-a-lifetime investment. In auction houses, private sales, and exclusive dealer networks, specific stones are being bought for hundreds of thousands, even millions. People who once overlooked it are now desperate to get their hands on it. And if you own a piece, you're already holding an asset that's in dangerously high demand. Now here's the humorous part. Zircon is so slept on that many people store life-changing wealth in old drawers, dusty boxes, or mixed gem bags they haven't touched in years. You might be richer than your boss and not even know it yet. Imagine going to work tomorrow knowing a gemstone in your closet is worth more than your company's annual budget. That's the unexpected power zircon carries, but it's not just about the money. Zircon has become a status symbol for investors, collectors, and luxury buyers who understand its scarcity. They want authenticity. They want rarity. They want Earth's oldest light frozen in a gemstone. And they are willing to pay premium prices for it. Now imagine yourself a few weeks from now. You've evaluated your zircon. You've learned its true value. You've found the right buyer, someone who appreciates it, someone who recognizes its worth, someone willing to pay top dollar. You close the deal, and suddenly, the lifestyle you've always dreamed of becomes a reality. The fear of missing out becomes irrelevant because you stepped forward. You acted when others hesitated. You turned a hidden treasure into the financial breakthrough of your life. While the market continues to climb and collectors scramble to secure whatever zircon they can, you're already on the other side, living with clarity, confidence, and freedom. But here's the final pattern interrupt before we finish. If you don't check your zircon now, if you don't explore the market while prices are skyrocketing, someone else will, and they'll walk away with the wealth that could have been yours. This market won't stay quiet forever. Natural zircon is rising fast, and the world is waking up to it. This is your moment to decide. Are you someone who watches opportunities pass by, or someone who recognizes destiny when it glitters right in your hand? Because the gemstone you own, that rare natural zircon, isn't just a rock. It's a key to wealth, a key to transformation, a key to the life you've always wanted to build. Your story begins the moment you choose to take that key and unlock the future waiting for you. The world is searching for rare zircon, and now they're searching for you. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing a single stone sitting unnoticed in your drawer could be worth more than your car, your house, or even your yearly income. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Yet right now, across the world, people are discovering that the rarest gemstone you've never heard of, zecharites, has surged into a value bracket most collectors never expected. And if you own even a small piece of it, congratulations! You might be sitting on a fortune that most people only dream about. Now, before we continue, here's a quick pattern interrupt. If you're holding your stone right now, don't squeeze it too hard, because after today's video, you may start treating it like a newborn baby wrapped in 20 layers of bubble wrap. But jokes aside, today's story might be the turning point in your journey toward the wealthy lifestyle you've been envisioning. This is not hype. This is not fantasy, this is the true story of one of the world's most elusive, valuable, and quietly explosive gemstones on the modern market. A gemstone whose price is now reaching into the millions of dollars, and whose demand has skyrocketed among elite collectors, high-end investors, and luxury buyers hunting for the next ultra-rare asset. And somewhere out there, you might have exactly what they're looking for. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why Zechsite is so valuable, how it exploded into demand, and why now, yes, right now is the moment to consider selling it for life-changing wealth. To understand the worth of Zechsite, we need to travel back to its origins, though don't worry, no hiking boots required. Born in the remote alkaline pegmatites of Washington State, Zechsite was discovered so far from mainstream attention that it spent decades being misunderstood, underestimated, and in many cases ignored. But as with all great stories, the overlooked treasure eventually becomes the obsession of the elite. Collectors began noticing something strange. This gemstone, unlike rubies, diamonds, emeralds, existed in quantities so small it made other rare stones look common. Its neon-like colors, its transparency, and its crystal perfection sparked the attention of mineral experts who realized this wasn't ordinary. This was a geological accident of breathtaking rarity. Here's your next pattern interrupt. If nature had a limited edition label, this stone would be the version printed once, approved by the universe, and then discontinued forever. No restocks, no reruns, no second chances. As word spread, investors started buying. Prices increased, quietly at first like a whisper. Then suddenly, the whisper became thunder. What was once a collector's curiosity transformed into a high-value mineral investment, bought by luxury buyers who wanted pieces nobody else could own. And because Zechsite cannot be found in large deposit sand, because most pieces that exist are already in private hands, the market became an exclusive battlefield of demand, desire, and deep pockets. This is where you come in. Anyone in the world holding even a small crystal today might unknowingly possess a piece worth tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions, depending on quality. And because global buyers are aggressively hunting for specimen-grade stones, we are witnessing a surge in value that most gemstones never experience in a lifetime. Now here's the emotional truth. This rise in value isn't slowing down. The fear of missing out is real, not for you, but for the buyers. They know that once the remaining Zechsite enters private collections, it will stay locked away for generations. They know that opportunities are disappearing. They know this is their last window to get a piece. That's why the market is so hot right now. And why your stone, yes, yours, might be sitting at the center of a modern treasure chase. This brings us to the powerful moment in the story, the part where you decide whether the rare stone you have is just an interesting object, or the key to unlocking a wealthier lifestyle. Think about what you could do with a windfall worth millions of dollars. Pay off debts, buy your dream home, build generational wealth, travel the world, start the business you've been imagining, redesign your entire financial destiny. Here's a quick pattern interrupt. Imagine telling your friends your new luxury car was financed by a rock. They'd stare at you like you just casually admitted you own a pet dragon. But humor aside, this isn't about the stone. This is about your future. About the chance to step into a new life powered by an asset most people don't even know exists. You have something rare, something desired, something the world's wealthiest collectors are competing for right now. And let's be clear, demand isn't soft, uncertain, or maybe later. It is strong, urgent, and accelerating. The market is hungry. Every expert can feel the pressure building as supply dries up. Zechsite isn't like diamonds where tons are mined every year. It isn't like sapphires where supply refreshes constantly. This is a gemstone that nature simply did not make enough of. And that scarcity is exactly why its value continues to climb into the millions. So take a moment. Look at the stone you have in your hands, or tucked away in a box, or sitting quietly on a shelf, and understand that this might be your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The world doesn't often hand people a shortcut to wealth, but sometimes, just sometimes, it hides one in plain sight, and you have found it. So now the story is in your hands. You know the truth about Zechsite. You know its rarity, its rising market value, its intense global demand, and its unique position as one of the most exclusive gemstones of the century. But more importantly, you know what it could do for your life. The question is simple. Will you let your stone gather dust? Or will you transform it into the wealth you deserve? Your gemstone could be the beginning of your financial rebirth. The moment your lifestyle shifts, your confidence grows, and your ambitions finally have the fuel they need. This isn't luck. This isn't fantasy. This is real value, real demand, and a real opportunity waiting for you to take it. So hold that stone like the treasure it is, and prepare to step into the life you've been imagining. Your time has come. Your wealth is waiting, and your rare Zexrite may just be the key that unlocks everything.
The stone you're about to hear about has already made quiet millionaires, and most people still walk past it without a second glance. Imagine holding something that looks ordinary, even ignored, while collectors, luxury buyers, and elite gemstone dealers would compete fiercely to own it. Now here's the shocking part. This gemstone doesn't scream wealth. It whispers it. And today, you're about to discover why rare hemimorphite is one of the most underestimated, high-demand gemstones on the planet, and why the clock is ticking faster than most people realize. Let me ask you something honestly. If you found a stone worth millions of dollars, would you even recognize it? Or would it already be gone, thrown away, overlooked, forgotten? That uncomfortable question has cost people fortunes. And yes, it might make you a little nervous, but stay with me because that nervousness is exactly where opportunity lies. This story begins quietly, the way all powerful stories do. Hemimorphite doesn't announce itself like diamonds or rubies. It forms subtly, gracefully, often mistaken for decorative mineral or cheap crystal. Yet beneath its calm appearance lies rarity, chemistry, and beauty that high-end collectors crave. This gemstone is not mass-produced, cannot be rushed, cannot be replaced, and that alone places it in an elite category of stones whose value rises not with noise, but with scarcity. Now here's where things get interesting. In recent years, demand for hemimorphite has exploded among luxury jewelers, private collectors, and alternative asset investors. Why? Because wealthy buyers are shifting away from common stones. They want something unique, something exclusive, something with a story. And hemimorphite delivers all three: elegance, rarity, and mystery, wrapped into a gemstone that still hasn't hit mainstream awareness. That gap between knowledge and demand? That's where millions are made. But let's pause for a second. If this stone is so valuable, why isn't everyone talking about it? Simple. The people who understand its true worth don't shout. They accumulate. They collect quietly. They buy before the headlines appear. And right now, hemimorphite is still in that golden window where awareness is rising faster than supply. Once that window closes, prices don't climb. They jump. Here's a quick reset for your brain. Imagine explaining to someone 10 years from now that you knew about hemimorphite early and did nothing. Feels uncomfortable, doesn't it? Good. That discomfort is your instincts waking up. As we move deeper into this story, understand this clearly: hemimorphite is not just a gemstone. It represents precision, balance, and natural perfection. Its unique crystal structure gives it an unmistakable presence under expert examination, making high-grade specimens exceptionally valuable. In private markets, exceptional pieces already command prices that most people wouldn't believe if you told them out loud. And the highest quality stones? They rarely ever re-enter the market once acquired. Now let's talk urgency, because this matters. Sources of premium hemimorphite are limited. Mining locations are shrinking. Regulations are tightening. And collectors are holding, not selling. When supply contracts and demand accelerates, the market does what it always does. It rewards those who moved early. This isn't hype. This is economics. And here's something most people never consider. Stones like hemimorphite are increasingly being viewed as lifestyle assets. They represent not just wealth, but intention, balance, longevity, a healthier, more mindful way of preserving value outside unstable systems. That's why individuals who care about both prosperity and well-being are gravitating toward rare natural gemstones. It's wealth you can hold, admire, and pass forward. Now, as we enter the final act, everything comes together. Hemimorphite stands at the intersection of rarity, beauty, and timing. It's no longer a secret, but it's still early. And that combination is powerful. The people who benefit most from opportunities like this aren't gamblers. They're observers who act decisively when patterns align. Right now, the pattern is clear. High demand, limited supply, rising global interest, and a gemstone that still flies under the radar of the average market. This is the moment where fear and excitement meet. Fear of missing out, excitement of being ahead. And the truth is, you don't need luck when you have awareness. You need clarity, confidence, and the willingness to see value before the crowd does so. Whether you already possess hemimorphite, are searching for it, or are simply sharpening your understanding of rare gemstones worth millions. Know this. Opportunities don't announce themselves loudly. They whisper to those paying attention. And hemimorphite is whispering right now. The question isn't whether this stone is valuable. The market has already answered that. The real question is, will you be someone who recognized it in time? Stay alert, stay curious, and remember, hidden gems don't stay hidden forever. From the outside, it looks like nothing. A pale, almost forgettable stone that most people would walk past without a second glance. But what if I told you that this quiet-looking mineral has shocked scientists, stunned collectors, and silently created million-dollar transactions behind closed doors? And here's the uncomfortable truth. Some of the most valuable hackmanite specimens ever discovered were almost thrown away because the finder didn't know what they were holding. If you've ever picked up a strange stone and wondered, could this be something? Then stay with me, because what you're about to hear could permanently change how you see the ground beneath your feet. Hackmanite is not just rare. It is intelligent in a way most gemstones are not. It reacts, transforms, it remembers. This stone possesses a phenomenon so unusual that even seasoned gem experts pause when they witness it for the first time. Expose hackmanite to sunlight, and it changes color. Remove the light, and it slowly returns to its original state. Yes, a gemstone that responds to its environment like a living system. If that doesn't raise your pulse slightly, ask yourself this. How many stones do you know that can do that? Exactly. Now let's be honest for a moment. If someone showed you a dull, pale rock and said it could be worth millions of dollars, you might smile politely and back away slowly. That reaction is exactly why hackmanite remains hidden in plain sight. Fear of missing out is real, but fear of looking foolish is even stronger. And that fear has cost people fortunes. The highest value hackmanite specimens are not common jewelry stones. They are museum-grade, ultra-rare crystals with intense color change, perfect structure, and documented origin. These are the stones that elite collectors, private investors, and high-net-worth buyers compete for quietly, without headlines. Here's a quick reset before we go deeper. If rocks could talk, hackmanite would probably whisper, "You almost missed me," and then laugh softly, because this gemstone doesn't scream for attention. It rewards knowledge. That's why the people who profit from hackmanite are not gamblers. They are prepared. This brings us to Act 2, where excitement replaces curiosity. Hackmanite belongs to the sodalite family, but that label hides its true power. Only a few locations on Earth produce top-tier hackmanite, and even within those locations, only a microscopic percentage qualifies as investment grade. Afghanistan, Greenland, Myanmar, and parts of Canada are among the most respected sources, but geopolitical pressure, mining restrictions, and environmental controls have dramatically reduced supply. Meanwhile, demand is accelerating. Collectors want it. Scientists study it. Luxury markets quietly absorb it. And supply does not negotiate. Here is where urgency enters the room. Every year, fewer exceptional specimens enter the market, while more buyers learn what hackmanite truly is. Prices don't climb gradually in markets like this. They jump. They surge. They gap upward when a single sale resets expectations. This is how gemstones move from interesting to unobtainable. And once that happens, the window closes permanently. Now let me ask you something, and answer honestly. If you already had something valuable in your possession, would you rather know sooner? Or after someone else profits from your lack of information? This is not about hype. This is about positioning. People who successfully sell rare hackmanite do three things exceptionally well. They protect the stone, they verify it professionally, and they control the narrative. Because in the high-end gemstone world, perception and documentation can multiply value dramatically. And no, you don't walk into a local pawn shop with hackmanite. That's like selling a private jet at a bicycle repair shop. The buyers for this stone operate globally, discreetly and patiently. They look for credibility, provenance, and confidence. When those align, numbers that sound unbelievable suddenly become very real. Let's pause again for a mental refresh. Imagine explaining to your future self why you ignored a stone that reacts to light, defies expectations, and sits at the intersection of science and luxury. Awkward conversation, right? That little moment of humor matters, because attention fades when information overload hits. And we're just getting to the most important part. Act 3 is where everything connects. Hackmanite is not only about money. It represents a mindset, awareness, precision, respect for natural rarity. People drawn to the stone often share something interesting in common. They value long-term thinking. They care about health, clarity, and sustainability. They understand that true wealth is not chaotic or rushed. It's intentional. And that mindset is exactly what separates sellers who succeed from those who sabotage their own opportunity. When handled correctly, Hackmanite becomes more than a gemstone. It becomes leverage. It opens doors to elite networks, private collectors, and markets that operate far beyond public listings. This is why education matters. This is why patience pays. And this is why fear must be replaced with informed confidence. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is unknowingly holding a life-changing stone. And somewhere else, someone with less luck but more knowledge is preparing to acquire it. The difference between those two people is not intelligence. It's awareness. If this video has done one thing, let it be this. It has shifted you from passive observer to informed participant. Hackmanite does not reward hesitation. It rewards readiness. Whether you already own a specimen, are searching for one, or are simply training your eye, understand this clearly. The market does not wait, and rarity does not repeat itself on schedule. What is rare today becomes legendary tomorrow. So the next time you see a stone that looks ordinary, ask a better question. Not, is this valuable? But, what do I know that others don't? Because in the world of rare gemstones, that question is where million-dollar answers begin.